Today we'll be talking about the story of coffee between France and Haiti by Gavin,
Lauren, and Natalia. The topic we're representing today is coffee.
Did you know that 83% of adults in the U.S. drink coffee, and that's an average of 3 cups per person, which is basically 587 million cups?
Coffee is so popular that there is about 13,000 Starbucks in the U.S., but little did you know that coffee originated from this little country in Africa called Ethiopia.
It all started in the 11th century when coffee was discovered.
A legend was created about a goat herder named Kelty who had his goat discover these red berries. After eating the berries, the goat seemed to have more energy.
After seeing the way his goats had reacted, he tested the berries for himself, having the same reaction.
Lauren, how about you tell us a little bit about how the French colonized with Saint-Domingue?
Christopher Columbus discovered the land in 1492. He managed to wipe out all the Taino people who were natives of the island because he brought smallpox with him. Then later the French pirates found the land of Saint-Domingue.
The French colony in Saint-Domingue began in the 17th century as a pirate outpost. The original French that were there made their money off of selling their leather and bead called boucan.
The cattle that they were getting the leather were left behind by the Spanish, who were the first Europeans to be on the island. And when they had started to run low on the beef, they had decided to steal from the Spanish galleons.
With the silver from the Spanish galleons, they invested in it for sugar and coffee plantations.
When the French had taken over Saint-Domingue, they had noticed that they had no slaves, so they traveled to Africa to bring them over to work for them by growing sugar plantations and coffee plantations.
Because the slaves didn't like the way they were being treated, the Haitian Revolution broke out, amongst other reasons.
By the late 17th century, the island became the most valuable colony in the West Indies because it produces 40% of Europe's sugar and 60% of its coffee.
In Haiti, being a slave in sugar production was rough, hard, and unfair. This is because they didn't get the money that they did for all their work. The average age of death in the sugar plantation was 20 years old.
Because so many people are dying due to the harsh working conditions, the French kept bringing more slaves from Africa.
Since the slaves were moved so many times, the slaves' population in Haiti had gone up to 90%. Most of the slaves were African American women.
Later, when the slaves had agreed to stop growing coffee and sugar because of how unfairly they were being treated, Europe started to stop getting coffee, so everyone was upset.
As the French Revolution continued, the slaves argued and complained about how they never wanted to be a slave and how poorly they were treated. Out of everyone who were negatively affected throughout the French Revolution, the slaves were treated the worst of all. The slaves had reacted after the French Revolution had begun.
Slaves had the ability to revolt against a rebellion that lasted from 1791 to 1803. The slaves succeeded by ending 2 things: slavery and the French controlling the colony itself.
Slavery was common before the Haitian Revolution. The rebellion was from 1791 through 1803, and it was not the first. There were more slave rebellions before in 1791.
The slaves had managed to hold off the British side. The French withdrew in 1798 and experienced many defeats by Toussaint Louverture's group, which was made up of many slaves.
Today we talked about the history of coffee,
The colonization of Haiti,
The slave trade and the slave revolt that happened in Haiti.
I hope you learned a lot from this video.
and thank you for watching.